Good afternoon, YouTube. I thought I'd do a quick vlog and tell you about a little fall I've had about 2 weeks ago in one of the many rainy nights that we've had here in the UK. I think one of the most embarrassing things about it was that I was actually in the process of helping a fellow biker. So anyway, I was on my way home from a training course in Matlock, which is about 20 or so miles away from where I live in Derby, and it's quite a rural area, and that particular night it was absolutely slinging it down with rain, and it was really windy, and it was a god-awful night. It wasn't really a night to be out on the bike, to be honest, but unfortunately this is my only mode of transport, so I kind of good and bared it. Anyway, I'm on my way home and I'm thoroughly fed up and wet and cold, and about halfway home I noticed this guy was pushing a 125 towards me. So I stopped, as you do, and I said to him, I said, "Are you alright, mate? You've run out of petrol?" He says, "No, I've lost my chain." I said, "Oh God." I said, "Have you got far to go?" He says, "Yeah, a little bit," and he kind of indicated where he was going, and I noticed he had a pillion with him, and I said, "Right, okay, I'll tell you what, there's a pub car park across the road, why don't you drop your bike there and I'll take you both home, get you out of this rain." So anyway, he pushed his bike across the road into this pub car park, and I mean the pair of them are absolutely soaking wet and cold. So I pulls up and I says to this guy, I says, "Look, I'll take your pillion first, then I'll come back for you." So she gets on, I think it was his girlfriend, she gets on the back, and I heads off in the general direction where they said they needed to go. And eventually I came to this junction, and she gave me a tap on the leg and to indicate that she wanted me to stop. So I pulled over and she jumped off, and she said, "It's okay, I can walk from here, it's just up this road." I says, "Right, okay then." I said, "Right, I'll head back down and get your boyfriend then." So off I trotted back through the rain and this wind, and eventually gets back down to this car park, and there he is, wet through, standing by his bike. So I said, "Right, okay, get on and I'll take you on the road." So anyway, he gets on, and off we set. And because I knew where this lass had said where she was going to walk up, I turned up this road, and it was a fairly narrow road, a little bit windy. So I makes my way across along this road, and eventually I got to this point where straight on was a track, like a gravel track, and a road that sort of went off to the right. Now, at no time did he indicate that he wanted me to deviate, so I went straight on. So I headed down this track, and eventually this track, which started off as a gravel track, turned into a bit of a muddy track, and when I say mud, it was really muddy. Anyway, the bike started to slip and slide all over the place, and eventually it got caught in a bit of a rut, and over I went. Now, it wasn't a major fall, it was quite a slow fall, and most of the this track was mud, so I got covered in mud. He obviously fell off as well because he was on the back, and I managed to break my indicator and bend my brake pedal, which you know was no big deal. I was more concerned about him actually, because you know, when you're trying to help somebody and then you have an off, your first concern's about them. So anyway, I said to him, "Are you alright?" He said, "Yeah, no problem, I'm fine, it's all good." He says, "Oh, I see your bike's damaged." He says, "Look, don't worry about the bike, it doesn't matter, seriously, it's no big deal." I said, "Look, just help me pick the bike up and you know, sort it out." Anyway, he picks my bike up, and it then starts heading back down this track towards this road which had gone off to the right. So I called after him, I said, "Excuse me," I says, did you want me to take you up that road? He says, yeah. I says, oh, you should have said. I says, I wouldn't have gone down this track otherwise. He says, oh, sorry. He says, no, don't worry, it doesn't matter. The main thing is you're safe and well. Anyway, I thought, bugger me, you know, typical, you know, you try and help somebody out, and the poor lad didn't really, perhaps he was embarrassed, but he didn't sort of tell me the right way. Anyway, you're probably thinking to yourself, why on earth would you go down a track? But what you have to bear in mind is the area where I was in was quite a rural area, and it's not unusual for people to sort of live at a farm. So, and plus, because I was focused on getting this lad home, it didn't really occur to me that this track would turn into anything other than just like a stone track. So it didn't really seem odd at the time, but in sort of hindsight, it does kind of feel weird. So that was it. So consequently, I lost my right indicator, that broken off, and the rear brake pedal had well and truly bent round. So I'll just insert a picture now so you can see what the damage was. But apart from that, it was just mainly covered in mud, and the main thing, like I said, was just trying to get these two people home, really. It didn't really matter what happened to me or the bike, but I had to keep the bike off the road because I couldn't really ride it or risk riding it with no indicator, and as it was due for a service anyway, I just kept it off the road for a week until the guy that does my service for me repaired the bike as well. So there you go, there's my little off. Slightly embarrassing. Luckily I didn't have my camera with me, otherwise that really would have been embarrassing. You would have seen for yourself what I did, but just thought I'd share that with you. We all make mistakes, it's no big deal. I'd do exactly the same again if I saw a biker in trouble. You know, it wouldn't stop me from doing it again. So there you go. So what more can I say other than you know, take care when you're riding in the bad weather, and ride safe, and I'll catch you next time.